Hey, it's Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach. It is Real Talk Thursday. I want to talk about love a little bit more, especially with Valentine's coming up. But I want to share a couple of stories. You need to know, first of all, that, I love my mom very much. But she was a screamer. She was a smacker. She was a slapper. That's just kind of how we were raised. And but yet, you hear the term, that I love you, and we kind of associate it with that. But as I grew older, I realized that is how she was raised. She was raised with hearing the word, I love you, but was treated in a different fashion. And so you grow up thinking that's exactly what love looks like. Now, I'm not saying that we should not discipline our kids, because biblically, doctrine talks about, spare the rod, spoil the child. And here's where I'm going with this. If you've ever taken in a stray dog, and the dog, when you try to pet it, it is hesitant because it is afraid of your hand, more than likely that dog has been beaten or abused by someone. And so they associate your hand with fear. And so, not saying I was afraid of a hand, but I know a lot of people say the last thing you want to discipline a youngster with is your hand, because the hand is something that we associate with nurturing, with love, with affection, and not with discipline. And so that really does make a lot of sense. And trust me, my boys have been disciplined, and I have 3 good boys, and that's because they were raised that way. But I'm talking about how someone grows up and they're not understanding what love is or what it looks like. And I shared before, back when I hit rock bottom and I began to date again, I was challenged with, are you in love? And if so, what is love? And I could not give him the real definition. So the truth was, I wasn't sure what love was, and I never had been taught what love is. And so, quick story for you though. I had a grandmother named Grace. She meant the world to me. But I was on the farm at one point, and I was playing with my glass of milk, and she said, be careful, you're going to spill it. But I kept jacking around with it, and she said, you're going to spill it. And what did I do? I did not disappoint. I spilled it. And I expected to be backhanded, screamed at, put down, and that is not what happened at all. She got a towel, she cleaned it up. She gave me another glass of milk. Without hesitation, she never said another word about it. But the way that she responded, I never forgot. She was showing me something that I did not understand at the moment, but she was showing me a Christ-like love. You need to understand, God is love. Your answer is simply that. God is love. And I'm going to read to you out of 1 Corinthians. If you were raised the old school way, and maybe you struggle with love because every time someone said they loved you, they abandoned you, they cheated on you, they abused you, that would explain maybe why you struggle with the term I love you, and almost to say, don't say that, because that does not mean squat to me. If you have your Bible, I want you to mark this. This is the most important thing when it comes to raising your kids and in a relationship. And no one's perfect. But love is an action. Love is a choice. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, starting in the 4th verse, it says, love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It's not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongdoing. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. In the story that I just shared, there were 3 examples of a Christ-like love from my grandmother Grace. She was patient with me. She was not easily angered. And she kept no record of wrongdoing. She never brought it up again. There's no greater example of love than that. I think that is a great starter for this Thursday, to look in the mirror and say, do you represent a Christ-like love? Bam! This is Rick with the Rock Bottom Outreach. It's been Real Talk Thursday, baby.